Hello. Hi everyone. Trust you all are well and good. Hi. Okay. So yesterday I was busy cooking. Very busy cooking. And I made a whole lot of dishes. And one of the dishes I made was a soup. A typical Ghanaian soup or African soup. And normally, people will prepare the soup, which is peanut and pumpkin seeds blended together. Now, some people will use just peanut butter, but from where I come from, to make it more nutritious, we mix the two together. So that is what I've made, and I made it purposely so that I can observe what is called Sunday Emutu special. So Emutu means rice balls. Rice balls is a different rice recipe. So basically you boil the rice, overcook it and mash it or stir it, and turn it into a bowl. And then you eat it with the soup. That is what I am going to make today, being a Mothering Sunday here in the UK. So I have gone all the way to Ghana. While I am doing this, you all know I like to do different things or multiple stuff at the same time. So while I have this on, I am also going to cook up some kenke that I made. This is kenke, Ghanaian kenke. I will upload the process as a video, so watch out for that. I will upload this later. But this is ready to steam off or to cook. Now we use the steaming method. And it normally takes longer to steam or to cook. Because of that, I have gone all the way home again, and I am going to use this is something we call dadeseng. It means pot. Dadeseng is in the Akan language in Ghana. So I am going to put this on and get it steaming. And when it's all ready, I will upload the whole video for you to see. But for now, I am going to show you how we steam this off. So let's start with the rice. So for my rice, it's just the same way you boil rice. I've got some water, and I need my water to start boiling before I add my rice to it. If you don't know how to cook rice, which you'd be surprised to know that a lot of people do not know how to cook rice. If you don't know how to cook rice, the best way is to always make sure your water is boiling. Because if you wash the rice and you put the rice in now before the water boils, you are going to end up with sticky rice, soggy rice, and burnt rice, because it's just going to, absorb so much water. And as soon as it starts, or even before it starts boiling, it's going to stick to the bottom of the pan and it's going to burn. So take note of that. So first things first, I've got my water on, but I'm just going to move that aside because I'm using both stoves. So while we wait for the water, let's get our kenke. So when I upload the video, use the kenke. You see how I made it, but the kenke has been wrapped in this. This is corn husk. So the back of the corn or maize, whichever way you call it, is the same. So this, after you harvest the corn, we don't throw this away. We keep it. It's already dried, you know. You can only harvest corn when it's dry. So we keep this, and then we use it for so many things. And one of them is the kenke dish. This kenke dish. So you can see this has been wrapped in that, and the actual inner part or the kenke is basically a cornmeal. So you soak the corn for 2 or 3 days, let it ferment, drain the water off, and then you take it to the grinding mill, mill it, add a bit more water, turn it into dough, and leave it to ferment for a day or 2 before you start using it. So that is how the kenke was made. Now to steam the kenke, what we tend to do is to put some more leaves at the bottom of my pot or my daddy sink. This is because we don't want the water to touch. We don't want the water to touch the actual milk. And normally when the dough is made, for you to be able to get this done properly, you have to start with the bamboo process. So, which is you divide the whole quantity of corn dough that you're going to use to make the kenke. Divide it into 2 and then cook off half, and after that half is cooked, you then mix the 2 together. This is because when you add water to the unprepared dough, it starts dissolving and it turns milky and it soaks up everything, and you might end up with nothing. So that is why we kind of prepare that kenke in that way, and that is also why we steam it, because halfway after it's been steamed and fanned so that it doesn't dissolve, the maize meal doesn't dissolve in the water, you can then add a bit more water to get it to cook properly. So now that I've added my leaves to the pot, I then lay the actual kenke at the bottom of my pot, and I could have just done it in this is a steamer tray, so I could have used my my Thermomix to cook this, but I'm trying to go traditional today. I'm trying to do it the traditional way, so that is why I am demonstrating this live for you guys to see. Now I'm going to add a tiny bit of water at the bottom. Now, and then I'm going to cover this and then let this cook up a little bit. For when there's so much steam, then I can then add some more water. In fact, I should have added hot water, like boiling water. I should have added boiling water to this to get it cooking. So that is what is happening. So so this is where we at. I am going to move this on the other side while I get on with the other stuff I need to do. I'm going to, change. I don't know, I think I can leave it. I can leave it so that I'll cook my rice on this one. So we're cooking kenke and emutu rice balls. Emutu and cutting point. Okay? See, I'm teaching you guys some Ghanaian language where I'm teaching you guys cheese. So while we are doing this, another thing on my agenda is to make some ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Yeah, so let us all scream for ice cream using my Thermomix. Let's get this.
Passport on my side, planes and trains we ride, fashion on the go, sunsets at the flow, laughter fills the air, no worries, no care, health and fitness views, cooking soulful hues. Wanderlust, feel the beat, style is chic, life's so sweet, adventures far and wide.
Okay, let's all scream for ice cream. So, hi Bird, trust you are well and good. Oh dear. Causing chaos. Okay. So ice cream. So I've got some banana. You all can hear my thing boiling. Right, so I'm going to make banana one and kiwi as well as orange. Simple, very, very simple. So I've got my banana in. It will help to plug this in. And there. So that is in now. And then some cream.
Passport on my side, planes and trains we ride, fashion on the go, sunsets at the flow.
I'm also going to use some golden syrup.
No worries, no care.
Some golden syrup.
Cooking soulful hues.
So you can either use sugar or sweetener if you're diabetic. Oops. And this is going to be very interesting. The banana is sweet already, so I'm not using much. just going to use a tiny bit of golden syrup. So less than a tablespoon. Less than a tablespoon. Right. Our kenke is also kenke ready. Our kenke is also nearly there. So it's cream, banana, less than a tablespoon of golden syrup. Turn this on.
Fitness goals declare all the joy we find. Healthy body, mind, comedy and flair. Cooking love we share.
Big sheep sunk in the alley, the alley. By the way, I like to sing while cooking, so it's something I do all the time.
No worries, no care. Health and fitness views. Cooking so
Ta-da! Okay. Lovely, lovely. Guys, I can't stress enough how good this Thermomix is. I know it's a very expensive piece of kit, but believe you me when I say it is good, it is good. As in very, very good. So if you can afford one, I will recommend it. I definitely recommend if you can afford one. And it's only just under 1,300. That is the new price, or the current price. If you're interested in one, send me a message, and then I can help you sort that out. Okay, so normally you should put your ice cream in your plastic container, because this is yet to go in the freezer. Okay, this needs freezing, and then it's ready to serve. There, that is my banana ice cream. My banana ice cream. Okay. So let's get this in the freezer, and then okay, so I had to use the freezer outside. Now, got some milk. I'm just going to rinse this, and that will be a banana milkshake for me. So while we're doing this, let's get on with the next, or let us check on our kinky. So you can see what I talked about. That is our kinky cooking nicely. So we don't want the water to dry out totally. So I'm going to, at this stage, you know, I'll not be worried about it dissolving the cornmeal. So I'm not worried because the steam has sort of firmed up the outer layer or the outer part of it. So I've added some more water, and I'm just going to leave it to continue cooking. Meanwhile, right guys, this is hot. This is hot. Don't do what I'm doing. Some people say I've got asbestos hands, so you might not be lucky, or yours might not be like that, and you end up burning, you know, your hands. So our water for the rice is also boiling. So it's time to wash my rice. It's time to wash my rice. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, my rice is washed, but I've got way too much water for the amount of rice I am going to cook. So I'm just going to take a little bit out, even though, considering the type of dish I'm making, I would say this water is enough. Or this water is okay, because I need more than the normal amount of water, a little bit more, to get the rice to overcook. So again, if you don't know how to cook rice or how much water to add to your rice, I say the recommended amount should normally be, let's say if your rice is there, then the amount of water should just be slightly above, you know, a little above the amount of rice, and then check it every 5 or 10 minutes, so that if you need more water you can add, especially with you know, the polished rice, basmati and those kind of rices, basmati or jasmine rice. With the long grain rice, you can just about get away with how much water you put in, as in if you put too much water. If you put less water, you burn the rice. If you put too much, you end up with rice pudding. You end up with soggy rice or rice pudding. But if you put just enough, then you get the perfect rice. I eat a lot of rice, and I love rice. It's one of my favorites. But if I don't feel like eating anything at all, at least with rice, you know, I can eat every single day. Yeah. The other thing I do when I cook my rice is to season it straight away. That is when I'm cooking for myself. I know professionally it's not advisable to season rice, and when I'm cooking at a professional level, I do not season my rice because no one. See, I've just stirred it because this particular pot is not the best for cooking rice. It's not. It burns easily, so the moment I just put my spatula in, I could notice that it stuck to the bottom, which means if I hadn't done that, it would have just started burning, you know, within some few minutes. So all I'm doing is trying to lift up the ones that are at the bottom, the ones that are stuck to the bottom. So this is not basmati rice, this is jasmine rice. I use jasmine rice, it's my favorite kind of rice because it's got a very nice flavor and nice texture. But you will not get away with, you know, stirring basmati rice. It's very, very delicate. Very, very, very delicate. So I need to cover this and then lower the heat. Lower the heat because, as I said, this is not the best pot to use for cooking rice. Either this type of cast iron or aluminium, or even the non-stick. This one is also good for cooking rice. It doesn't burn easily. But if you use this, or if you use stainless steel, then believe you me, you end up with burnt rice. Okay, so this, yeah. Okay, is cooking. My rice bowls is also cooking, and it wouldn't be long, or it wouldn't take long. Meanwhile, let me empty my milkshake. Let me empty my milkshake. Okay. A bit more milk. So I need to wash this because should I wash? No, I don't really have to wash because I'm the same person who's going to eat it. But for best practice, always clean every equipment you use. If you're going to reuse it again, make sure it's clean, because we have people who are allergic to banana. Yeah, especially kids. You know, kids love ice cream, and there are kids that are allergic to banana. So in order not to cause cross-contamination, always wash this. Plus, this is, you know, an ice cream derives its name from the flavor you're making it with, and this is banana. So my next one is to do a kiwi ice cream, and you don't want to taste kiwi and banana at the same time. when it's supposed to be the kiwi ice cream. If it's a mixture of both kiwi and banana, then I wouldn't bother, or I wouldn't mind leaving it as it is. So there. Okay, this one is ready. You're Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. You're mighty Jehovah, the one who lives forever. You are you're Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. There. Okay. So, kiwi. So I've got some peeled kiwis here with some yogurt. That is because I made a bunch of ice cream, pineapple ice cream last night, with which I used some of the yogurt. So, oopsie. Okay. Now I can hear my rice beginning to burn. Yeah. See, even though I lifted the bottom and I also lowered the heat, it's stuck to the bottom again and nearly burning. So the good thing with the jasmine rice is that it doesn't easily get soggy. Right, so I need more water. I need a little more water just because of the pot. But I could have gotten away and allowed the steam to do the rest of the cooking, and that is for me to cover it tighter. Because sometimes I will put parchment paper, wet some parchment paper, and then cover it. Okay, so now I'm going to cook on the lowest heat, and I just hope I get away with it. So, hi Paul, hope you're good. Okay, so I've got some more kiwi juice or smoothie, and I'm just going to get that in. Right. So, different ways I make my ice cream. Sometimes I just use only the yogurt and the flavor or the fresh fruit with a tiny bit of sweetener, and then blend it together and freeze it. Other times I combine cream with the yogurt, or other times I omit the yogurt and then I just use the cream. It depends on how you like it. So because I'm going to use all the kiwi both the juice and the fruit. And because there isn't enough fresh yogurt, I'm going to add some cream as well. Okay, so this goes in the box. The juice I've added already has some amount of sweetness, and one of the reasons why I make my own ice cream is so that I can do it as per how sweet I like it. So it's not really necessary to add my golden syrup, but I'm still going to do that because I normally, oopsie, there. I normally go very little amount of sugar or very little amount of sweetness. But if I'm serving guests or kids, you know, you want them to enjoy it. So I've added just a little more. Just a little more. There. And so can give it some time. 50 seconds? Yeah, that's more than enough. And then that's long. Yeah. The vesting is quite good. So, one of the reasons I keep all these containers after using so that I can reuse them to store my stuff. So here I've got my kiwi ice cream. So ice cream, use cream, we all scream for ice cream. And that is ready for the freezer. Now, how I like to enjoy my ice cream, especially when I make it with just yogurt. What I tend to do is put these in molds and freeze it, and then when I'm about to have it, take it out of the freezer and then I put it through the blender, and you have the most amazing texture for your ice cream. It's amazing, believe you me, it is that good. So I'm going to freeze this, and you know, I'll have it in the same way. Okay, so now let us concentrate on the main agenda for the day. Let us sort out our rice balls while I keep this in the freezer.
Fashion on the go. Sunsets at the flow. Laughter fills the air. No worries, no fear. Health and fitness views. Cooking soul food. Feel the beat. Style is chic. Life's so sweet. Just for she's tired.
The panting inside me, Yehovah Shirano.
The joy we find.
Turn that up.
Mind.
Not quite yeah, she run.
Cities glow at night.
The panting inside me, Yehovah Shirano.
Stars shining so bright.
Not quite. So this rice is done, but for the purpose or for the recipe or the dish I'm going to use it for, I need it to be overcooked, as in very, very soft, very, very, very soft. And I can only achieve that by allowing the steam to finish it, or to, you know, let that happen, because this is not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet. Meanwhile, I cake it. I did not tell you guys what the other names for kenke. So kenke, I think that's the English name, right? I'm not quite sure, but kenke happens to be the English name of the dish. But the part of Ghana where it originates from, or this type of kenke originates from, which is the Gan, or the capital part of Ghana, they call it komi, and the Akans or Ashantis, they call it dokno. So kenke is also called dokno. Anyway, steaming nicely. See? Don't worry. I'm allowed to open it every now and then to check, to make sure that there's still water and that it hasn't drained completely. So let's put its lid back on. Put this lid back on, and ta-da! Today I am going to eat in my ayua. Ayua is the local name for this thing, or asanka. That's another name. So these are different Ghanaian languages, different tribes, you know, different parts of Ghana. They all have, you know, names in their dialect for certain things. So this is made of clay. It's a bowl, a clay bowl or clay dish. It's made and baked. And what this is used for is, one, for serving food, or when you add this to it, you use it as a blender or as a grinder for your chilies and anything that you can easily grind. So that is what we use this for. So this is eta, and yeah, ayua. And so that's the mother, that's the baby. You know, you put your onions, your chili, your whatnot in, and then you grind it, and you've got your pepper. So that is how come, you know, women in the villages are able to cook without gadgets such as blenders and, you know, all these fancy electricals and cooking gadgets. Yeah, so this is what most people in the villages use for their cooking, or they use to blend or to grind anything that, you know, they use for their cooking or for their foods. Right, I was just warming my soup, and I brought this out because I am going to eat in that, or I'm going to serve my food in this today. I'm going to serve my food in the ayua. Ooh, voila! Our rice is done. It's at the right texture, you know. So what I'm doing now is breaking it down, making it more softer. Yes. Because normally when it's done, it shouldn't look like rice. It should look like it's been blended, you know. And I think apart from doing it this way, or apart from cooking it this way, you can also blend the rice, like the raw grain. And then when it's blended, you can stir it. You know, but that means you'd have to stand and stir it till it's done. That is a negative aspect of that. So this is breaking this down and trying to get it. Now I am going to improvise using that bowl I've just washed. I need it to be wet, not dry, because there. So the reason why some of us have got asbestos hands is because we were raised up cooking dishes such as these every single day, and this requires you to kind of put your hand. So I can do this without touching it. So then touch. That is turning this into a bowl. Shape it in whatever form you like. And this is the hot rice, you know. So you become used to this, and then you don't feel the heat anymore. And basically this is what I've got. That is my rice meal, or my emutu, and this goes in my ayua. So this is done. That's done, and the soup is ready. And then, what am I having today? So, the bad habit that we get into as Africans Anyway, so if in every African cooking, we tend to use multiple choices of meat, assorted meat as some people call it, provided you have no allergy to any of the meats, or you are not sensitive, or some people choose not to eat certain types of meat for various reasons. So because of that, you wouldn't use it in your dish. That's if you've got someone like that whom you're cooking for. But if you're cooking for yourself and you are not sensitive or allergic to any type of meat, you mix them up. So I have got chicken. Oopsie. Making a mess. The chicken won't stay straight. And I've also got goat. Goat. Okay. So, and we love our bones. So simply that goes on, and that goes on. This particular dish is supposed to be very saucy, very, very saucy. Right, so our kenke, the water is drained, so I'm just going to add, yep, you can hear that. The water is all drained, so I'll add a bit more water, and then allow this. As I said, it takes very long for this to get ready, but the good thing is, it isn't plenty. Like, I'm not cooking on a commercial, level. So, okay. So, guys, alright. So this is my emutu. Ta-da! Invited, guys. You're all invited. And you're supposed to enjoy this with your hands. So you just wash your hands and you eat with that. But I'm no longer used to eating with my hands for hygiene purposes, because I've been working and I've been touching things and doing all sorts here and there. So to eat with my hands, but hey, I need to demonstrate, huh? Guys, I invited. Normally when food is served in an asanka, it means that it's not just one person who is going to eat that. You are eating as a group. This is where I find it unhygienic, because you're all eating with your hands, and one of the modes of transmission of diseases is through saliva. Yeah. Transmission is very, very easy, especially when it comes to diseases. Easily transmitted through saliva. That is why, fair enough, if I'm the only one eating this, that's okay. But let's say I've got my hands in, I'm eating, and then I've got other people who are also dipping their hands in the same food, and we are both contaminating, or we are all contaminating the food with our saliva. So, but hey, Africans will tell you that no one has died from that yet. It's true that, well, I don't think that is really true. It's not an instant death that, you're passing germs and diseases to other people, and you don't even know whether no one contracted any disease from that or not, unless they've gone to, or both of you have gone to have a test or medical examination. But hey, it's all nice and good. All nice and good. I shouldn't be eating while talking, should I? Bad ethics. Oh, la la. Guys, my KK is still KK. See the reason why I talked about eating with my hands. Now I have to use just one hand to move that. There. Now we can keep cooking. So not done yet. Anyway, guys, got to love you and leave you. It's been a pleasure sharing my Mothering Sunday with you guys. I wish you guys could physically join me. Yeah, I do. As I said, I like to cook, but not eat. So I would have loved to have a few people here enjoying this with me. And I'm not a meat person. That's why you don't see me touching the meat or eating meat. I should just go vegan, shouldn't I? Or vegetarian. Well, I like my eggs and dairy. I should probably go vegetarian instead of vegan. Once a while, I'll have meat, but not all the time. Hi, Melissa. Hope you're good. See? Happy Mothering Sunday. Guys, I'm becoming a foodie. Let me go and sit down so I can enjoy this food properly. These dishes are such that once you start, you cannot stop. Hello, darling. How are you? Hope you are good. You are invited. Thank you very, very much. Thanks a lot. Today I've gone Ghanaian. my mothering Sunday sweet. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, guys. Ooh. You know, just before I go, see, you've seen that I've cooked multiple dishes. What I tend to do with the king cake is to freeze it. Freeze it for whenever I feel like eating king cake. That is because making it involves a lot, and you don't want to be making this every day unless you're doing it to sell. Good. You're welcome. There's more. There's a lot. Come and eat. Right. Anyway. Thanks, guys. And catch you guys later. Bye.